It couldn't be your fault. When this life of mine will fall, it will always be my call. Trying to throw this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me. Why they throwing shade on me, like they ashamed of me? I thought, what age are we? It's warm outside, and we all want shine. Let you know about it in the city, cause stay in the crib this time. Whoa, got pics on the way like a vacay. Shoot photo with an AK. Got friends by my side, trying to have a great day. And I wonder why they throw shades, yeah. But it's all on me, let them roam free like a European, yeah. See me pick up the phone like I'm trying to haul a home, starting to act like E.T., yeah. Rock them shades, now they can't see me. Trying to run away, but I'm not speedy. Need no fake, I just want what's real, and I ride that way till I'm free, yeah. Throw this shade on me, like they all hate on me. Don't bring that rage on me, no rage.
That was close, Shane, wasn't it?
It was close. I thought I'd lost you forever and ever and ever.
Evening, Philip. Evening, Lee and Larry. Evening, Shaz Pants. Evening, Mark L. Evening, Star Taylor. They come round quick, don't they?
They do come round quick. I don't know where the weeks are going at the moment.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. We had Bob Earnshaw on last week, didn't we?
We did. It was very good, actually. It was probably one of my funniest parts in the show when he lost power to his laptop.
Oh,
if anybody
so
hasn't
funny.
seen that, just watch it. I can't remember. It's about an hour and a half into the show. Just go back to that Bob Earnshaw video and just watch the screen go blank. It's brilliant.
It was funny, wasn't it?
It was funny. It was. So yeah, what have you been up to?
Homeschooling again, isn't it?
Oh. And what have you learned this week?
Fractions.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we're just struggling with picture here, aren't we? We've got sound, we're struggling with picture.
I'm all right for picture on my end.
You're all right with picture?
I'm fine.
Right. We're changing the format, aren't we? Format of the show.
Yes, we are a bit. Yeah. So we've got 3 people on today. Obviously Lee as usual, and then we've also got Pete from Miriad Products and Life Beyond Bricks. And I'm on my own. Yeah, so we got Life Beyond Bricks, and we got Bricks, and we got Pete from Miriad Products, which should be good. If you don't know much about them, they went out on the road. They sold the house, and they've gone from there. I'm hoping Jason will be back very shortly, and here he is again.
I'm back right now. I'm back. I was just trying to recover because the computer crashed, so I've just had to reboot it up quick and then get everything in. So we're all right now. What we talking about? We changed the format, aren't we? We're going to have more guests on now, aren't we?
Yes, yeah, and break it down into little bits and see how that goes.
Yeah, so we're going to have somebody in the trade. We're going to have asked Leon on because that's really popular. And something I'm excited about is getting some YouTubers on and listening to their stories, basically. Whether you've got 1 subscriber or 100 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers, it doesn't really matter to us. So if you want to get in touch with us, there's my Twitter, Caravans and Campers at SY45RP. If you're on Instagram, get in touch with us at the Motorhome Man. And the other one, Shane?
Yep, or drop us an email at themotorhomeshow@gmail.com. You
can also listen to it as well, Shane, afterwards.
Yeah, the podcast is on all the different providers, I guess, whether it's Apple Podcasts or wherever, at the Motorhome Show.
Yeah, I ordered an hard drive off Amazon the other day. It was on Wednesday, Shane. Try and take some memory off the computer and everything else. It's obviously not working. I ordered it 10 o'clock Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
Do you know what time it come?
11 o'clock. The next day.
Wednesday? No.
The next day?
No, it came 6 o'clock that day.
4 hours before?
I was doing your Wally. I was at 10 o'clock in the morning and it came at 6 o'clock in the evening.
That's not bad going, is it?
That's not.
I don't want to see you start selling Motorhome that quick now. Bought in the morning, sold in the afternoon.
But Shane, think about this, right? You could order something at 10 o'clock in the morning, it's there for 6 o'clock, right? You can understand why shops are going out of business, mate. That's an amazing service.
It'll be interesting to see if the shops do recover from this. Obviously, it's been something that's happened for a while now. The way that Amazon's taken over, it's something I read the other day that Amazon's the 3rd biggest search engine in the world, which makes complete sense. And now that even the older generation that don't normally do the shopping online, I think they'll have learnt how to do it, and it might even be the way forward generally.
Well, it's like your Prime, isn't it? What is it? Is it 70 quid a year, Prime?
Something like that, yeah. Nothing really when you get the TV with it as well.
Yeah. Well, that blew me away, Shane, because like when you brought something, you more or less want it now, and it's as if they're pushing the boundaries, so you're getting that nearly experience, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely the way forward, without a doubt.
Who have we got on tonight?
I think you might have missed this bit, but yes, we've got Pete from Miriad Products. You disappeared. I don't know where you went.
What do you mean? What's
It's just a big screen of me. I for a second, thinking, "Oh dear, I don't know what to do here," because I can't just sit here and talk all night on my own without any controls whatsoever. So we've got Pete from Miriad Products.
Yeah.
And then we've got Lee's Corner, and then Life Beyond Bricks, which I'm looking forward to.
What a great story.
I know. I mean, we had a brief chat the other night, and I sat there thinking, I want to ask all these questions.
Yeah.
So,
shall we get some shout outs?
Far away. Mark Hill, evening, everyone. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. We certainly am. Had a good day today. Had the barbecue out, smoking some meat, and stuff just before the show.
Oh.
Lee and Laurie. I love it. From Star Taylor. Mark Hill. Hi, Jason and Shane. A Motorhome Life of Hank and Marvin. Hi, guys. Hey, guys. Same in the Russ Finn. I wonder if Russ, comment in the comments just to see if you found an eldest yet. I know you're still looking for one.
I think you find Hank and Marvin. I think the dogs.
Are they? Okay. Woof.
The lady's actually messaged me. She's actually doing a world record later on in the year. Remember I spoke to you about it the other day?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll actually find out what that world record is over the next week or two, eh?
Yeah. Definitely. See what it is. Martin Sills. Hi, guys. Dirty Trucker as usual. Evening, guys. Gregor, evening, boys. Joe 662, evening, guys. Lee and Laurie, like your COVID, Jason. Now,
right.
I won't say what I said before the show. A certain historical figure he looks like with that hairstyle.
Basically, Lily decided to style me, so I was stuck in the chair, being styled.
Yeah. Ball high. Cara Duffy. Hi, Shane and Jason Gilbert. Who's Jason Gilbert?
Probably in Gilbert.
Hey?
Probably in Gilbert.
Oh. Huh? Byston Blinker. Evening, lads. You here from Cape Town? Still boozeless under lockdown? Yeah, I can remember you saying that the other week.
Cape Town, eh?
I am tonight, yeah. Looking forward to tonight's show, as last week's was very good. Motorhome Chit Chat. Good evening, guys. How we doing, boys and girls? Phil Humphreys from VW Adventures. Good evening. Yeah, Amazon is taking over the world. Motorhome Chit Chat. It really is.
I've got a friend who works at Amazon. 70% of their profits are actually are actually made from actually designing the software and selling it on to other companies. They don't actually make a lot from the Amazon shop, you know.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's from selling the software, all the clicks, and how they do it, the buying software, and they sell it then on. The lead is at that type of software, mate. That's where they make the money.
Yeah. Makes sense. Caravan and Motorhome Gossip, evening, guys. Available today. If you want to, if you're looking for a motorhome, have a look at available today. Kevin Barnes, hi guys. Marvin is the dog. A motorhome life of Hank and Marvin. And Hank Jr. is the motorhome. There we go.
Right, I'm sorry we can't do all the shout outs. We will do them in each section. One of the things why we've been struggling is we're trying to shout everybody out, and I'd love to be able to shout everybody out. If you can, get your questions in about 8 o'clock, technical ones for Lee. I'm going to try and put more shout outs out on the screen as we go along, but we have got to move on with the show, Shane. Who've we got on?
Okay, so first, now it's a bit of an unknown company, although it's probably one of the biggest parts and accessories suppliers to the trade.
I wouldn't say unknown, Shane. I think unknown to Joe Public.
Yes, that's probably the best way to put it. But yeah,
these boys are huge, mate. Big company, and so everybody who's watching is actually going to find out. Shall we bring him in?
Yep. Welcome, Peter, to the show.
Hello.
Hi,
nice to
Pete.
meet you, chaps.
You nearly didn't.
How are you?
Yeah, it's just, I noticed when Shane said that I was going to be on, you just left. I have that quite a lot, I think.
How red did my face go at that point? I don't know if anybody noticed that at all.
That's right. Thought, yeah.
Jason controls everything in the background. All the comments that come up, all the bringing people in and out. So I was knackered.
Yeah, that was it. I think you held it together really well, to be honest.
Yeah, I just about ran out. It's a good job I came back in. Yeah, just below Richard S. Where's the little tash, Jason?
Peter.
Lily, I think you want him. Go and get a pen.
Peter. Who are Miriad, mate?
So Miriad Products are a wholesale distributor to the caravan, motorhome, converter markets. We have a sort of team of reps that look after your caravan dealers, your motorhome dealers. We supply parts, accessories, cookers, air cons, windows. So it's that classic company that the man on the street wouldn't have heard of, but we're involved in virtually every aspect of your motorhome or your caravan.
What are your sections that you do? Are they split up into different sections, or? Yeah,
there's essentially there's two halves to the company. So I'm an account manager in what we call the retail side, which is your motorhome, your caravan dealers, some of your online sellers as well. And then the other side is what we call OEM, and that is your VW T6 converters, some of your motorhome manufacturers. So there's two distinct halves to the company.
Right. Shane?
Is it a big company, or I mean, how many people work there? Do you know roughly?
Do you know? I don't go in the office that often, to be fair, because I'm out in the field. So there must be at least 50 people working there. You know, large warehouse, office staff, and then people out and about on the road as well. So it's a good team. The get-togethers are always good fun when we get together at Christmas, that type of thing. So we're well established.
Yeah, I must admit, I do have an account with you, Peter, because obviously for getting all the Thetford and all the spare parts for fixing the motorhomes. I have to have an account. Now, I'm not going to suck up to you, but I must admit, every time I phone in for technical advice or for anything at all, the girls are brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
If you need a schematic, if you need a certain part, I'll be like, let's not order it, let me find out first. And it's not a case of waiting a day for them to get back to you. It's always that day.
Yes, so that's right.
Credit where credit's due there, Pete. Credit.
Yeah, they are fantastic. And from what I've worked out now, from working from home, I've been taking some of the office calls as well during lockdown, and it's a really tough job. One call after another, questions, like say schematics, and they do it, and they do it quickly, and they do it friendly. It's amazing. I take my hat off to them.
How did you get into the industry then, Pete?
I've been with Miriad for 4 years. Prior to that, I worked for a sat-nav company who made sat-navs for motorhomes and trucks. So it allowed you to put the size of the vehicle in and would create routes according to those dimensions. So I had a sort of slight into this industry. And then basically my old sales manager got in touch through one of my customers and said there was an opening at Miriad. So that was it, yeah. And I joined, and it's been fantastic. Learned lots and lots of new stuff. Efficiency and the product range is enormous. There must be 20,000 odd lines that we can supply.
The catalogue's like that.
Yeah, and that's just skimming the surface as well. It's unbelievable.
Right then, give us a good accessory you'd recommend for your motorhome.
Well, it's out of all those 20 odd thousand lines, you're like, oh my god, what's so? I was talking to one of my colleagues and was thinking that something that's quite simple, but is so useful, and it's a set of leveling ramps. And so if you get to your site, obviously, first thing you do, you get to your site, you might have a cup of tea in the van, you put your cup on the table, and the cup slides away on the floor because it's not level. So these ramps will level out the van, so everything's fine. Your sausages aren't going to roll to one end of your pan, or you slide out of bed.
It's not very good when that happens.
So it's a very simple thing, but can make such a massive difference to your trip. So that's definitely, and the ones that we sell come in their own little bag, so you can stick them in the garage at the back of the van, bring them out when you need to.
How much are they?
Retail about 30 quid.
Shall we buy a pair? Shane?
Yeah. What for?
Well, we're going to give it away tonight.
That's a good idea, Jason. Where did you come up with that? Just a man of many ideas.
That's brilliant.
Right,
that's genius.
Right, we're going to give away a set of leather.
Yeah, they're not made of leather.
Get these leveling ramps. We want you to answer the question. If you were making your own motorhome and you've manufactured your motorhome and it's ready to go out, this motorhome you've designed, doesn't matter what it's like, and it's ready to go out, what make and model would you call it? So what make and model would you call your own motorhome? Best one by the end of the night gets the ramps. What do you think, Shane?
Yep, I like that idea.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's obviously a lot cheaper than getting a self-leveling suspension.
What's free?
Sorry, level is connected. Yeah, and
it's free.
Even better. You're saving about £5 grand.
So, what make and model would you
Sounds
call
good.
your motorhome? Get them in the comments. We'll pick out the best one, and we'll send you over a set of leveling ramps. I can't say that shit. Level. Can you say it?
Leveling ramp. Leveling. You got me here, didn't you? Leveling ramp.
He wants to say leather.
Ramp.
He just keeps trying to say leather, doesn't he?
Leather.
That's the Stokey.
Any must-have accessory you should have, Pete? It's a difficult one here, Pete, because obviously with it being trade, we've got a lot of obviously Joe Public in, so we're trying to get your products more of what Joe Public could be interested in, really. Yeah,
there's things like we do one of the sort of popular things within the shops is a roll-on hose, so you can attach your mains directly into the van. But the useful thing about this is it's a 10-meter hose, but you don't have to unravel the whole hose, so you got it looks untidy. You just take out what you need into your van, into the supply, and that's it. It will still go around its holder and out the other end. and it's food grade as well, so it's not going to taint the water. So that's neat. Keeps things tidy.
Water trail leaky. Is that the name of a van?
Yeah, I think so. I quite like what Bob Earnshaw just said. I think it would make quite a good name for a motorhome as well. Reveling lamps.
The reveling lamps. Best motorhome gadget then. Oh, I love a gadget.
Well, back from my old days, sat nav. That's that routes according to the size of the vehicle. So you put your height, your weight, your width. So it's not going to take you down under a low bridge. It's going to make your motorhome into a convertible all of a sudden. So they're great, and they're loaded with all the campsites across Europe. So you can just search for which one you want, and it's going to take you on a route that's safe and easy for you. So if you're new to motorhomes, that fear of having a massive wide van, it reduces that.
Now, something I see a lot on the forums is people recommending sat navs. Is there one in particular that you'd recommend? It is a question I see quite a lot.
Yeah, it's basically there's probably three. I mean, you got your traditional Garmin and TomTom, the two sort of big manufacturers within the car industry. Now also have camper versions. The company I worked for was Snooper, and their brand was Ventura, and which we do supply from Miriad as well. And that's the original. So that was the very first sat nav that allowed you to route according to the size of the vehicle. So they've got the most experience. So and any glitches have been ironed out along the way. They have the biggest database of campsites within that unit as well. So as a gadget, I'd go with that because it's really useful, especially in Europe. It's the added stress of not knowing and driving on the other side of the road. It's just one of those things that just makes your life a lot easier.
Yeah, that's definitely where you find yourself in trouble. Yeah, answers that well, yeah.
Yeah. Biggest selling product?
It'd be within the spares, so it could be something as not that exciting or gadgety as a catch for a fridge door, for instance. There's these things that will break. Motorhomes and caravans tend to be built for lightness, for weight, so which means a lot of the components aren't necessarily strong. So you give something a heavy hand, it will ping. So fridge catches, that type of thing, always popular. And then consumables, so your lip seal on your fresh up set, for instance, things that will generally wear out. We supply thousands of things like that as well.
Pete, would you know the answer to this? Why don't they put proper sat nav in the motorhomes to start with instead of just a normal TomTom?
Cost. So it's quite interesting. So the TomTom and Garmin, whoever, they use mapping companies that supply the software. Now TomTom have bought one of their mapping companies. Well, they charge a license fee. So every sat nav that uses this mapping software has to pay the software company. For car sat nav, say it would be, I give an example, it could be $1 per sat nav has to be paid to the mapping company to use that map. When it's got motorhome mapping on it, that becomes $30 for no other reason than they can charge that, or trucks. It's the same for trucks. So you measure it as a manufacturer, you're paying a massive bigger chunk to make that unit, and then if you're a manufacturer to buy it in, it costs more as well. So everyone's working to price points at the end of the day.
I never thought of it that way. Did you, Chit?
No, to be fair, no. I mean, it also gives people like Pete a job to be able to sell them after.
Yeah, there is that as well. Yeah.
They all come with sat navs, and who's going to sell them?
Stands to reason, though, doesn't it? After he's explained it, Shane.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, without a doubt.
What would be, Pete? What would be the biggest selling part through lack of maintenance?
You probably think, what springs to mind is something say water, something relating to water. You know, when you store in your van or your motorhome or your caravan, frost damage. You know, so taps can go, elbows on the pipes, pumps. So that, through not properly looking after, you know, preparing your vehicle for the winter months, can have that effect on various components. I mean, we do a kit. There's it's called a flow kit, and it's a drain down thing. So you can you attach it to your water system, and then you blow air through it, either through a foot pump or a compressor, and it blasts all the water out of the system. So nothing to freeze, no stale taste or bacteria building up. So when you come to bring the van out next season, it's dry, it's completely fresh. So that's you know, we do a few of those, and that's something that a lot of people don't do, and then pay the price. You know, in the spring, you know, we'll see a big surge in people buying taps and things like that.
Water's the main one. If you don't drain down, that's the main thing. Yeah. Just see if you can answer this comment here. I saw on one of the YouTube vids they had a Swift that had a super sat nav that gauged widths, etc.
Yeah, well, I mean, not being too familiar what's in a Swift or whether it's standard within the Swift, but yeah, that's the kind of thing we've been talking about. So it would, well, in terms of you inputting the size of the vehicle, I don't know if he means that it would, you know, the actual Swift van would be able to measure the width of something approaching. I've never heard of that, if that's what he means, but I've not come across that technology.
Cara Duffy, do you supply anything for American RVs?
Not generally. American RVs tend to use different heating systems. A lot of American RVs are designed to run off their own generator, so they don't, you know, in terms of the electric side, the power supply side is a self-contained. You will find some things that are universal, but yeah, one of my customers is a big American RV importer and rents them out. There's not a huge amount that I can supply to him. You know, there's some of the aircon units, if they're Dometic, for instance, then yes. Dometic are a big brand in the States, so there's a few things there, but there's a lot of stuff that is unique to the States.
And are they a company that hire out RVs over here, I guess?
Yeah.
In the UK.
Yeah, so they will sell them, and then they rent them out for things like Glastonbury or Le Mans, that type of thing.
Okay. What's the name of that company? I don't think it's one I've come across before.
So that's Empire.
Empire. Okay.
Yeah.
Bob Earnshaw, I bought a Garmin Avtech sat nav. No sat nav in our Swift is standard.
Yep, that sounds right. So, yeah, Garmin's good unit in conjunction with Avtex. So again, size-specific routing, so you can put in the dimensions. That's got your Caravan Club sites on that one.
Russ, fair point, Pete. But if they built £50 into price of motorhome to start with, that would then cover their costs, and everyone would need to spend £350 on replacing.
No, that'll be £50 into the manufacturer of the sat nav, who then puts his margin, you know, so that manufacturer then has to build that into their cost price, which then goes into the vehicle manufacturer. So that £50 will snowball along the line. So that's at manufacturing level, that cost. So it's not what Swift would pay extra to have that sat nav; it's what Garmin would pay to build that sat nav. It's not quite the same.
Right. Shazpads, limiter's name of motorhome. Oh, I got the wrong one up actually, Pete. Sorry. Gregor Menzies. Best brand of sat nav for an 8-meter motorhome.
Either those the three, Snooper, Garmin, or TomTom. The ones that are made specifically for camper vans. You could theoretically also go to a truck sat nav, but there's more restrictions for trucks on certain roads than there is for motorhomes. So I'd go with a dedicated TomTom, Garmin, or the Avtex or the Snooper one for 8 meters.
I have a Blingo van on the sat-nav, and contact centre is amazing. It's the best sat-nav I have used. You can ask the call centre to find a hotel and campsites.
Yeah, that was something that was quite big years ago, before portable navigation really took off, and certain cars used to have just a button on the dashboard, and you pressed it and it phoned a call centre, and you said, I want to go to wherever, and then it sent the instructions to your car. It was
I've seen that in the BMs and stuff like that, and probably there's probably a lot now that you can just press a little button, it calls a call centre, concierge, I think it's called.
Yeah, so back then I can't remember what it was called now, and it was good, but the subscription, you have to pay quite a sort of high subscription for it back then, and then sat navs came out as a portable unit and it blew them away basically.
Yeah.
The Liberator, named for a motorhome. That's my favourite one so far. The Liberator. Star Taylor, Laker fitter motorhome friendly Zenic E3756 is standard, but my TomTom camper with live traffic beats it hand down.
Yes, it's because it's made. The Zenic is a smaller firm. I think they're Austrian. You go against TomTom, and the camper version is more up to date than the Zenic. So yes, you'd be right. I'd go with that, to be fair.
I have a Garmin Camper 770 from Halfords. Brilliant sat nav.
Yeah, good one. Yeah, I've used them.
You can have a glut of sales now on sat navs, Pete.
Well, we only did the snooper sat nav, and I didn't. It's one of those subjects, isn't it? You realise that it's the one thing I didn't really sort of plan on talking about.
That's what happens. That's what happens. We plan and it all goes pear-shaped.
Yeah. So I see what you mean now. It just goes off into one direction, doesn't it?
Yeah. Just bringing it back on track a bit in a second. How do you see the market going, Pete?
What sort of post lockdown? Just
full stop everything, mate.
I think in terms of most of retail, prior to lockdown, there's a movement towards the online sellers. There's the wide ranging products and can get it to you quickly. I think that's going to continue, and more so, like you're saying before, a lot of people now become a bit more savvy with ordering online. So it's going to be tough for the actual high street shops and the motorhome caravan retail shops. Some of them do have their own websites, but I think there's going to be definitely a movement towards them. But the other side of it, you still need those shops and that knowledge. The bank of knowledge that's out there is enormous. I turn to my shops and my dealers to ask for advice on certain things because they deal with these things day in, day out. So I think, Joe Public, the man on the street, don't forget about these shops. If you're going in and asking for advice on a part for your fridge, buy it from them. They need that money more than ever now.
Good
so
shout.
It might cost you a couple of pence more. It won't be a huge amount more, but they need it. So you're using their knowledge and reward them with the purchase at the end of it, I think.
Yeah. That's something I tend to do, unless it's significantly different in price.
Yeah.
If it's relatively close, then I'll always go with the advice of the guy there or woman there, because you just want to, you are paying for their time effectively.
Yeah, and that knowledge, and if say it is a spare and the spare isn't right, it's far easier to go back and say, this thing you said, it's not working. You do that online, you've got no chance. You've got to send it back, and then all the ins and outs of that. So the motorhome caravan retailers have helped so many thousands of people buy their motorhomes, have fantastic holidays. They're going to be struggling to survive. So go back in, speak to them, buy things from them, and keep this industry going. That's what I think.
I think you probably supplied nearly every motorhome deal, to be honest, don't you, Pete? Miriad?
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't think there's a single one that hasn't got an account with us, to be honest.
What about sat nav updates? Did you
Not
want to
yet,
say
anyway.
something? I know you've not got a
supply me. No, we've only just started doing retail, really. So there'll be a time. There'll be a time.
Hey, what about sat-nav updates? Can you upgrade without changing the sat-nav built into the motorhome?
Usually not. I'm just trying to think now of some examples. So an inbuilt sat-nav, if you wanted to make, because based on a Fiat Ducato, you'd have whatever sat-nav is factory on there, which is not motorhome sat-nav. To try and make that into a motorhome sat-nav, a lot of the companies don't do that. They don't produce a chip that you can just replace and put that one in. It's a replacement of the whole unit. Theoretically, it is possible, but manufacturers seem to avoid. It's almost too easy to do, I think. So no, you couldn't. You can't upgrade the built-in one to a motorhome one.
Shane?
Okay. Yeah, no, that just makes it. I guess sat navs can be a bit like phones, whereas once you've got your brand that you like, you tend to want to stick with them.
Yes, yeah, and I've noticed. You look at someone like Kenwood. We supply Kenwood sat navs with motorhome navigation built in, and back in the day, Kenwood sat nav was made by them, and it was their interface and so on. Now they use Garmin. So, if you're used to using your Garmin portable, you buy your Kenwood proper inbuilt dash one. Garmin's in there now, so you can find your way around it easy, and that's motorhome. Put your sizes in and so on.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. For some reason, I couldn't get on with the Kenwoods compared to other mates. I don't even know why, but it's like I said, it's a preference thing. It's just like phones. I mean, I'm Apple, but some people are Samsung and so on.
Yeah. Just going back to that, I don't know if you heard earlier, Pete, I ordered a hard drive off Amazon. It come the same day.
Yeah.
But this is where the companies are stepping up, because even when the product comes to you, it's like Christmas, how it's boxed and how it's packed. You've just said Apple there, Shane. How's Apple's packaging?
Yeah, it's as they call it, an experience when you're when you're opening that package. You got the cellophane, you go around the outside, and then it pulls off, and then you open the box, and you got this nice shiny phone, laptop, or whatever in the box.
That's it's building loyalty, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. When you buy it, you know what's going to happen.
What's your thoughts on that, Pete? With how quick the delivery now and everything else? Because obviously all yours is delivery as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we in order to match a sort of same day delivery, you would have to have warehouses dotted around all over the country to allow that, which is what Amazon can do, and they do have that. We offer to our dealers a next day delivery. You can't expect a motorhome dealer to carry every single spare. You look at the size of our warehouse. No. So next day is the best that we can get without having 50 warehouses all stocking the same things around the country. And I don't think, certainly on that sort of spares side of the business, I don't think people expect or want things to arrive on the same day. It's not that retail experience on that part.
No.
And if you look at the other things we do, it could be some tables and chairs and cupware sets. Shops generally have those because something like a chair, you want to sit in it, you want to know if it's comfy for you. It might look good on a picture on the internet, but you sit down in it, and because it's there in the shop, you buy it straight away. So there's different ways of doing it, I think.
Yeah, I think with spares, when I'm fixing something, I need a spare that I order from you. I know it's going to come next day, next morning, and that doesn't really bother me. It's not as if I do actually need it now. I think you've hit the nail on really hit it there, because when you're on the retail side, when you do buy something, you more or less want it now, don't you, really?
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, I'm the same. I've been buying things during lockdown, and it is exciting. And you made that purchase, and you're on a little bit of a high, and you want the products, as quickly as possible.
People are generally impulse buyers, aren't they?
Yeah. And even
what's the best thing you bought during the lockdown?
Well, this week it's been a chain for my bike because I broke the chain on my bike, so that's been a nightmare because I've been sort of trying to get out a bit, and the weather's been good, so no chain on the bike, it's just completely useless. So it's not exciting. It's my daughter's birthday on Friday, so we've got lots of stuff that's been coming in for that. So obviously I can't say too much what they are, but yeah, it's nice when they arrive because that it's there's no shops to go out and do that normal purchasing sort of method. So we're doing it all online, and everything has arrived, and it looks like it's all packaged well. Nothing is damaged. So those purchases have been fantastic because I know there's going to be a little girl at the end of the week who's going to be chuffed to bits.
Yeah. 100%.
Now, you said one of the areas you do is the Volkswagen. Just expand a bit on that, Pete.
So the other side of the business, so the OEM side, looks after the converters. So the man that gets a van and converts it into a T6, T5, whatever camper. So within that, he will need his cooker, his sink, his rib bed, the linings, all the sockets, and that's it. So we'll supply all of those things for that person, and we're an efficient company, so our prices are the best out there. Like I say, next day delivery. We have vast stocks of those things, and they're very. They can be sort of very time conscious as well. They have build plans, and what you can't afford is to have a whole van virtually finished except for one thing. He can't then sell that van, and that person that he's making it for can't take the van. So we have massive stock levels to accommodate that. So they know when they start to build a van, they're going to finish it, and they're going to get their money and move on to the next one.
Is it popular, Pete?
Is it popular? What the conversion market? Yeah, massively, and it's still growing year on year. So it's huge. I mean, I'd love a camper van. I like the idea of something that's small enough to sort of go anywhere, and it's got all the stuff you need. I mean, we're a family of 5, so it would be a squeeze.
It would, yeah.
Best comfortable lightweight camping chairs. Any recommendations?
Well, we've got some coming in that we've we've designed ourselves, and I think they're due to land possibly this month, maybe next month, I think. But they're really good. I mean, in terms of comfort, fantastic. And there's 3 different designs, loads of different colours. And the samples that we've taken out to the motorhome dealers. They've all loved it. It'd be Liberty Leisure will be the brand, but they're just they're very sort of they're soft, they're thick, they're insulated at night, so they don't have an open back on them. Some of them, so it's all well and good sat in your chair in the day in the sun, but when it gets to night time, if you've got an open back, it the back of your just above your bum is freezing. So there's none of that. So when they come in, I would say those. And there'll be a lot of dealers that will be stocking them as well.
There's been some thought into them, haven't
Oh
there?
yeah. They look fantastic. Yeah. I've been using my samples. They've come out of the boot of the car and they're in the garden now.
And they work there, do they?
Oh yes, yeah. And I say 3 kids jumping around. They're strong as well.
Anything new with Miriad, Pete, this year? I know it's a silly question, an awkward question to answer, but is there anywhere you're going with Miriad or what?
Well, so the furniture, is something that's we've brought in. We've got our own 3-way cooler as well, so cool box. That's something new that we've brought in. So it's our own brand again, Liberty Leisure. So but we're constantly looking at new things and you're getting feedback from the dealers.
How does that process go then, Pete? Just explain to me. How does that process go from looking at the different products, and how does it end up on your shelf?
Well, so that's wouldn't be my area normally. I think there's a couple of people in the office who are fantastic at this. So you can say, we're after this. I've been asked for X thing. Can we get it? and they will run off and speak to various manufacturers. They've got contacts all over the place, and they may have come across something similar in the past. And before you know it, they go, we can get this, we can get that. This will be the price. What do you think? So it's down to a couple of other people who do that. And then, because we have close relationships with a lot of manufacturers, we can go to them and go, we've been asked for this. Is this possible? Or they come to us with a potential new product, and it goes the other way. We're thinking of doing this. What do your dealers think? Is this a goer, sort of thing? So there's different processes,
Shane?
No, just interested to see where everybody is going generally. I mean, it's going to be very interesting when we do come out of this.
Yeah, I think there's going to be staycation. I mean, is going to be the buzzword, I think, isn't it? There's going to be less flights, or what flights there are going to be expensive. So it's going to push more people to holidaying within the UK, which is good, because I think it may introduce a whole new raft of people into either be canvas, tents, camping, or caravans or motorhomes that wouldn't ordinarily have done it or thought about it. But the need for a holiday is such that they'll give this a go.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more interest out there in motorhomes. We're very surprised. I'm sure Jason. When do you go back, Jason?
June the 1st.
You open back up again? June the 1st. Yeah.
Well, as long as they tell us we can open in June the 1st.
Well, yeah. Okay. That's 7 days. Week tomorrow, isn't it?
I'd imagine that the hire business will be very good as a way of people dipping the toe in the water. Do we buy a motorhome? Let's hire one and have a go in that. So I think the hire companies will be very busy off the back of this.
You're all back. Are you back in now at Miriad, Pete? We're
not fully back. I mean, we never shut because of this, the OEM side of the business. We're supplying manufacturers and specialist vehicle producers for the MOD, for instance, or ambulances. So we've maintained a sort of core level of staff within the warehouse, office staff that could work from home. I'm constantly working from home. So we're not fully back yet. We just got to wait to see how the market develops and what news comes from the government, and we're planning accordingly. So we're just waiting to see what we can and can't do at the moment.
Pete, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's very different. Never done anything like this before.
You didn't expect sat-navs, did you?
No. That has just gone back in time. It's bizarre.
Well, thanks very much, Pete. Miriad Products, one of the biggest suppliers to trade. Hopefully we'll see some more of you, Pete.
You will indeed, yeah. I've enjoyed it. So
brilliant.
I'm going to enjoy the rest of the show now. I can watch it without having to watch what I'm doing.
You never know. We might get a sat-nav question.
Yeah.
I know. Are you ready for the text messages from all your colleagues?
Yeah, it's going to be, there'll be stuff I've said or done or whatever. And oh, God.
I think you've done all right. You send them on the show next time.
Close, Pete. You nearly hosted the show then.
Yeah, I'll invoice you for that later.
No problem. So don't forget that self-leveling. I can't say self-leveling ramps. I'll get them off you. Pete, when the chairs come out?
Yep.
Can you give us a shout, Shane, and we can put them out as a bit of a competition as well?
Yeah.
Actually, yes, it's a great shout. Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah,
all right, mate. Take care.
Right, take care.
Enjoy.
Cheers, Pete. Thank you.
Oh, that was all right, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You don't realise don't realise how many products Miriad actually do, basically, to be honest.
No. Yeah, it's the bit behind the scenes that you don't get to see as a day-to-day sort of thing, as a motorhome, which is why we came with the show, really, as we said before. Get a few different people like that on it. We'll see how it goes.
Has anyone noticed more traffic about this weekend? Sorry, Shane.
That's right. I haven't been anywhere, so I don't know. No. It's generally. It's busier on the roads in the Monday morning, but then it's gradually gone up a bit, but it's not been like it was. Or it's not been like it is on a Monday morning. So it's all right. It's not too bad so far.
So we've got a pair of self-leveling ramps to give away. If you've got a motorhome that you've made and manufactured and you're ready to put it out on the market, give me the make and model. And I hope to God Life Beyond Bricks have been listening, because they're going to pick which one it is. I've got the Liberator so far as my favourite one.
Yeah.
I can see you down there. I can see you.
Oh, they're watching. Yeah, are they frantically scrolling through the comments to find out which ones to pick?
I'll tell you something that's come up. C1 licenses.
Yep. What about
DVLA say there's going to be a delay in C1 license. That could be a little bit sketchy, mate, there, because of people renewing them.
Yeah, and there's another angle of that. I think it's just the DVLA generally. All they're doing is key workers. So NHS staff and everything like that. We applied for a V5 document, and because the DVLA is shut down, you ain't getting anything from them.
Yeah, they're not handling postal. They're not handling postal requests, are they?
No. So there's some dealers that I spoke to that applied for things like V5s in March, and when they're going to get them, I don't know.
The problem is, though, mate, if you've got to take a medical as well, you're going to be struggling.
Yeah, I mean, whether they do extend that period a little bit, the medicals are a bit different, aren't they?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there might be a few people there who can't actually get out of the motorhome, mate, because you've got to take your medical, haven't you?
Yeah, it'll be interesting that. It'll be busy for the doctors.
They're busy enough at the moment, mate, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, never thought about that.
So, get your technical questions in. Shall we bring him on?
Do we have to?
Yeah. How you doing, Lee?
All right, to you.
Yeah. Any news, anything? What's happening?
Well, do you know what? We've been out walking around the Sandstone Trail today, and we got back, had some tea, had a bath, and I sat there, my hair still all wet and sticking up everywhere, and thought, better tidy it up before I get online. And then I saw you and thought I needn't have worried. What is going on with that tonight, Jason?
Hey, I'm not responsible for that. At least I made the effort.
Well, yeah, something like that.
What have we got? Let's do some shout outs. Let's see what we've got. Can anyone tell me on new motorhome upgrade on weight from 3.5 to 3,650? Does it cost anything extra?
Not usually, no. Normally it's a choice that you get given, but it depends whether you need that extra payload and what your license is to whether you need it under 3.5 ton. But no, sometimes you do have to pay for it, but generally, and I think the auto trails, I don't know if you remember this, Jason, you don't have to pay for the extra, you just get given the choice.
Wasn't the one with the death list that we looked at as well? That all the weight was included. Was it the death list where they accounted for 2 people being in and all the weight was included?
Right.
Remember at the show?
Possibly. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, your friend.
I got kidnapped.
You did get kidnapped. I did. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen that, Lee, and people watching. We was walking around the vans with the camera and just doing little reviews of them. And one of the salesmen, at what stand was it we were on?
Deathless, wasn't it? Was he Loudon's?
No, he might have been Loudon's. This guy came over, and every time Jason started, every time Jason started to speak, he interrupted and took over. I don't know whether he's trying to be the star of the show or he just don't know what was happening. I don't know.
He's trying to solve it, buddy.
I know he was. I don't think he quite got it, did he?
Hi guys, any views on the Thor motorhome?
Have you come across these, Lee?
No, not something I've ever come across, to be honest with you.
No, I haven't really come across too many of them. I mean, obviously the biggest group in the world, Thor. But no, I don't particularly know much about them. I know Signature RV do them in Wolverhampton. That's about as far as my knowledge goes. And there's a bit of a waiting list at the moment, obviously, because of COVID-19. If you're ordering a new one,
Hi Lee, advice on fitting a 120 solar panel. How far in from the edge of my caravan should I be looking at? Good question, that is.
Hi Mark. Yeah, it all depends on what room you've got on top of your van and where you can fit a solar panel, to be honest with you. I mean, when I'm fitting solar panels, obviously I want to be trying to fit where the cables are going into the van, and I want to try and keep the solar panel as close to the cable entry as possible, just so that you haven't got, cables running across the roof of the van that have got to be stuck down, etc. So, yeah, and really, you want to be at least 50 mil from the edge of the van.
I don't know about you, Lee. The fitting the solar panels, the easy part is to plan it, isn't it? Where all the wires are going to go and making a neat job.
Yeah.
That's the that's the main part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
I have a 2019 Peugeot 2-litre diesel not running now for 2 months. Should I be running the engine on a regular basis? I've been charging the battery every couple of weeks. Anybody?
Please catch it up.
I mean, I've started to go up and start turning my motorhome on and, have it running for a while, just ready for when it is time that we can go out. It'll just roll out the door and hopefully, touch wood, won't have any problems.
Yeah, I think you should give it a start once a week, shouldn't you, really?
Yeah.
How long should we leave empty water tanks on motorhomes before we should be cleaning them whilst in lockdown?
Did you clean it before lockdown? I mean, to be fair, once we went into lockdown, that was one thing I did, was drain all my water system off, clean my waste tank, clean my toilet cassette. So it was all nice and clean, ready for use again. But if you've cleaned it, then really, yeah, probably before, if you're looking at the your mains water tank, then yeah, I'd probably give it a clean with some water system cleaner. Just
struggle there, did you?
Yeah, I was thinking of you with your levelers.
Don't forget, let's get your name of the name of a motorhome you'd call it, to win a set of levelling ramps. I got it right, didn't I?
Well done.
Any news on when manufacturers will open? Also, current situation with hab checks and engine services. Wait.
I think I've had one that's saying, then I think that was Swift, that's saying they are looking to start opening things back up gradually, but there's no different news coming through from them regarding warranty and things like that and what they're doing. The extensions that we spoke about a couple of weeks ago are still the same, and yeah, the ones that I couldn't get hold of still just seem to be no joy with. But yeah, all those are listed on my Facebook business page anyway of what the warranty extensions are. So,
what's your Facebook page again, Lee? Facebook.com/.
LB Caravan Services Limited.
Just like magic, that was.
I'm getting good at this. There's one. Could you explain what is meant by weight upgrade? What is entailed in upgrade? Is it caused by extra payload or is it a licensing issue?
What is meant by weight upgrade? So yeah, it's to extend the payload really. Things are put in place, whether it's either paperwork or is there a bit more to it than, I guess, the chassis. They do modify the chassis a bit just to carry that extra payload. And then depending on if you pass your test before or after the 1st of January 1997, depends whether you can drive a vehicle up to 3.5 ton. Long story short. So if you don't want that 3,650 gross vehicle weight, because you won't be covered on it if you pass your test after that point.
Van name Miriad Leveler. You're not going to win it like that. Have another go back. Have another go. How are you booking up on your services, Lee?
Busy, really busy. I've got eight weeks of people to rebook in that have been on hold through lockdown.
What do you mean by that?
Well, when I finished on the 24th, obviously I was booked up until the beginning of June anyway. So all those people that were already booked in, I've had to just postpone until we could get back to service and once lockdown sort of eases. So there's planned to be started booking back in now. When I return, I'm going back on the 1st of June, and I'll be booking everyone back in from then. But people are starting to ring up now, as well as wanting their vans doing ready for when they can. I think most people are planning that they'll be able to roll out on the 4th of July. There's no way I'm going to be able to get everyone's. I mean, the amount of work I've got coming in now, and with what I've got backlogged, I would say I'm probably going to be booked up till probably September once I go back from June.
Fair play.
So
Wow.
yeah, it's going to be busy.
Yeah, especially with more motorhomes coming on the market as well.
Yeah,
Which is good for you. You need to take someone else on soon.
I'll help you out, Shane. Not Lee.
Yeah, you help Shane. I'll be all right.
Can you upgrade the payload after you purchase the motorhome? The current payload is 3.5 ton.
Marco. Polo. Can you upgrade the payload after? Yeah, you can do. Yes, there is a company that there's a couple of companies that do it, don't they?
Is it SV Tech?
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one I'm looking for.
Tech, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, I think you can do some of it yourself, but I don't think it's a massive fee. It might be 250 quid. That's SV Tech. I mean, obviously there's limits to that, but that's all it really costs. It's more of a paper exercise on a few of them, and it's worth that money that you pay for it to make sure you get it right.
Yeah, I have used them a couple of times. It's quite straightforward because they send you all the proper stickers and through and everything.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, if you want to do it properly, you probably use a company like that.
Anything else, Shane?
Ooh. No, I think that's about it on the payload. Like I said, just keep an eye out on what license you've got, especially if you need a medical at this point.
Sticking around for a bit, Shane, Lee?
You'll get there in a minute.
Yeah, I could be here for a bit.
All right, we might get some more questions and bring you back on, mate. Yeah.
What's your favourite name so far, Lee? Or what would your motorhome name be?
What would my motorhome name be? I couldn't say that on live broadcast. I don't know.
Have you called your motorhome a name, Lee?
Pardon?
Have you called your motorhome a name?
Ours is Dora. Dora the Explorer.
I've got visions.
Yeah.
Right, you all right sticking around then, mate?
Yes, mate. Yeah, no worries.
All right, speak to you in a bit, Lee. Take care, mate.
See you in a bit.
What about this? Now I want you to repeat this, Jason. What about a motorhome called Levelers?
Levelers.
And again.
Levelers. I've had 59 minutes on it, mate. I'm practiced now. Quick question there, Shane. Does 3.5 ton equal 3,500 kilograms?
Yes. Simple as that, really. Yeah.
Yeah. Shall we move on to the last section? I'm looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to this.
I know.
Okay, what we want to do...
We only had... Go on, sorry.
What we want to do, basically, on the last section is any YouTuber who's into motorhoming or caravan, we want you on. If you've got one full and 100, 1,000, whatever, come on, tell us your story. Let's have a chat. And I remember decided last week, basically, I just jumped on my Instagram feed. The first person that came up with these, and I just sent a message saying, "Do you want me on?" Yeah, great, brilliant. So I do thank them for coming on. And they've got a fantastic story, mate, haven't they?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to asking. I mean, we haven't written any questions down for these people, have we?
We could be in trouble then.
I know. We're either going to be in trouble.
Shall we bring them on?
Yeah, and that's a credit to them, by the way, just because they can explain the story well. But yes, far away.
All right, let's bring them on then.
Hey!
How are you?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. How are you guys?
Yeah, we're all right. We had a shaky start to start off with. It went completely pear-shaped.
Oh, did it? I must admit, we've been watching, but we missed about the first 10 minutes because we were late. Shock. Anyone that knows us knows we're always running late. So,
Life Beyond Bricks. How did it all start?
well, it depends if you want the long or the short version.
Long one?
The long one. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Let's start from the beginning. So we've been motorhoming for probably just under 6 years, and oh, hello. And it was because we did mountain biking, didn't we?
Yeah.
And we wanted a van we could take out for the day. So we started out buying a T4 off of my cousin, self-converted, not by us. And then from there, we were like, oh, this would be quite nice to go away overnight. And so we tried overnight, didn't we? But and we took it to Scotland, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
But so no heating, not really sufficient bedding,
No toilet,
low
roof.
It wasn't a pop top. We did all that stuff in Scotland when it was absolutely pouring with rain for 5 days solid. From there, we were like, right, we love it, but we want to get something bigger. And then one day, this is a true story. So after we decided that, John went away on a work course. So just to put it into perspective, we're originally from Portsmouth, right down the bottom. John went to London on a work course. Then he comes back in a motorhome.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I just saw it while I was away and I bought it. And that was it. A Swift Carrera. He just rocks up in that.
You brave man.
Yeah, I was actually quite okay with it.
It was a bargain. It was very good money.
It was.
We actually traded it in for more than what I bought it for.
Yes, we did. So I'll let him have that one. But and then from there, we took it away again to Scotland, and then we just kept deciding. We kept realising what we needed. He can talk. Everyone assumes it's me that does all the talking, but once he gets going, that's it. And then from there, we just kept changing our minds on layout. Every time we went away, we decided on something new, didn't we?
Yeah. In the Swift, obviously putting the beds out all the time. That was one of the things we're like, oh, it'd be nice to have a fixed bed. And so that's when we decided that a layout would be nice to have a fixed bed. And then obviously because of the mountain bikes, we didn't want to put the mountain bikes outside the van anymore. So again, it had to be a big garage on the motorhome. So that then pointed us towards the European manufacturers, to be honest, because there's not many British manufacturers that do sort of big high beds with large garages. Apart, I think the Auto Trail do one. I think
they do the HB,
yeah.
So I think Swift do them as well, but we wanted like massive garage with like big doors, which the German manufacturers they just love. That seems to be their most popular.
Yeah. We didn't have a German one though.
Well, I say German, European. They're all sort of.
It does take a few goes, John, though, to get the right motorhome, though, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, and even now with what we're in, we're still like, oh, we could change this, or we could change that, or maybe yeah.
So I think it took us four motorhomes.
So we had the Volkswagen T4, we had the Swift Carrera 530 LP,
which was basically a Sundance, the little two-bed Sundance, special edition.
Dealer special edition. Then we had one of the early Sun Livings, which were made by Adria, which is why
you did,
which is why we actually chose to be in an Adria now, because
Sorry, that was the cat.
Is that
I
one of
knew
the
that was
cats?
gonna
Yeah.
happen. Yeah, it's one of the cats. I knew that was going to happen. She's having zoomies right now. She's chosen to have zoomies. So
Sleep all day.
yeah, she's been sleeping, saving all her energy all day. So if something just flies across, don't worry about it. Absolutely fine.
She'll probably appear
Probably
like
just-
there.
Yeah. So sorry, darling. So yeah, we had the Swift, then we went to the Sun Living.
Because that one had a high rear bed and a garage that we wanted, and then we decided that wouldn't it be great to take your cats away with you?
Yes.
So we tried in the Sun Living. It was because it was only a 6-meter motorhome, and I think it was just too small for them. They were just going crazy.
So
what type of holidays were you doing though in the van? Because you weren't full time then, were you?
we
Right,
weren't. We were
right.
just doing weekends. Well, any holidays really, like long weekends.
Yeah.
Obviously, the trips to Scotland. Yeah, the cats are going bananas. Yeah, long weekends, and then the trips to Scotland we did over like 10 days, didn't we? Like went to the Lake District, then we went on to Scotland, and then come back. And then, of course, basically, just at the time we decided to go full time, and obviously because the cats needed more space, John was like, "Oh, what about an A-class?" Because we wanted the whole width of the van, so that we had the whole benefit of that.
I just thought about full time then when you thought about the A-class.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think I had thought about full time in a van before that. I had a dream of like being one of these people that would like follow Formula One round, and work for like DHL or something, just like building like the motorhomes and stuff like that, and the hospitality areas, and just like driving around Europe. That was my sort of dream to go full time in, and I think that's when we saw the Reimer.
Oh, that koala something.
Koala 722 Elite, which I think is
Yeah,
still one of my sort of all-time favourite motorhomes because of its size, the value for money, and the garage is probably the biggest garage I've ever seen on any motorhome.
Yeah.
The fact it was rear-wheel drive and had dual rear wheels as well. That was like, oh yeah, if we go full time, we want to be in something like that. That's what I thought, and I was thinking about full time then. To be fair,
yeah, that's true. Actually, I mean, we'd always said we wanted to go away longer term, but obviously we didn't know how we would do that with jobs and a mortgage and stuff like that, because we were both working in the motor trade. So that's sort of, you've been working in the motor trade your whole life, haven't you?
20 years. Yeah.
And I was retail and then motor trade, so we didn't know how we could transfer that to full time in. And then literally around the time we were looking at this, your mum passed away, didn't she? And then we just said, that's it. We've got to do it. We've got to do it. It's what we want to do. So within a couple of months, we'd already worked out when I was going to finish work. We were going to put the house on the market. And we did all that, didn't we? Yeah. I mean, it took 12 months in total to put the plan in, to get it all together, didn't it? Like selling the house and stuff.
So your plan was sell the house and then do what you wanted to do, going around Europe.
Well, just the UK.
Quit the jobs. Just quit the jobs.
Yeah, quit the jobs.
Absolutely, yeah.
Life's too short.
Life's well too short. Yeah. Like I say, when his mum passed, then that was when we, like John said, he'd already been thinking about full time in. I knew I wanted to go away longer term because I hated that feeling of the end of the holiday and you have to go back home. So I knew I wanted to do something for a while. And then so we just said, right, let's do it. So that was it. Quit the jobs. I finished my job first, because you earned more than me, so it made more sense, didn't it? And you didn't have to commute, whereas I did. Yeah. So then I cleared the house down. I went through the whole house, cleared it all down, got rid of most of our stuff, and sold the house, and then that was it. So I left a year ago, wasn't it? A year ago in April.
Yes, that was it. But then we
they haven't asked. Yeah, they haven't asked that bit yet.
Okay.
But yeah.
Wow.
I thought that you asked us about the.
Oh no, I was going to say, I didn't know if the whole Erwenheimer thing, how that came about.
No. I've got.
See, that's what I was saying. I said that.
No, so you brought your first motorhome, didn't you, for full time?
Yes, we did. The Sonic, which is the one we're back in now. There it is. Yeah. That's the one. Oh, it's so pretty.
That's a good looking motorhome.
Oh, it is a very good looking motorhome.
Actually, do make good looking motorhomes. It's probably one of the best, aren't they?
Probably, yeah. They just.
I do like the new 600 they've got.
Yeah.
It's very nice, but then we would be going smaller than what we've got. So
yeah, it's no point.
Or less space.
So this Adria, how come you you brought that one, was there any options you were thinking about? What moved you to the Adria?
Well, we've been so impressed with the Sun Living, as in the quality of it, the build of it, because obviously, sorry, if anyone doesn't know, obviously Sun Living is Adria's kind of, I say budget brand, but
continental brand.
Yeah, but it's entry level brand, but the build quality is the same. It's literally amazing.
Made in the same factory with a lot of the same parts. All the equipment was from like some of their older motorhomes that they sort of still have stock. It's got a cat issue to sort out.
It's got a litter tray issue to sort out. I'll be right back.
Good job we've not got smelly vision.
Yeah, no, it's pretty lucky. Yeah, so it was just that we realised that the quality of that was really, really good. We were really impressed with it, and we were very fortunate that we managed to buy. It was relatively new. It was only like a year old. I think it's pre-registered. So we bought it from a dealer that had it dealer exchange, because again, Sun Living they struggled for sort of traction, I think, in the market in the UK. They're very popular in Europe, but in the UK they haven't. But they are good. We were really impressed, which is basically what brought us on to looking at Adria's, and of course, obviously, Adria's flagship is the Sonic, with it being an A-class. And we were just sort of looking around. We didn't want to go like huge. We didn't want to go massively long, because we knew, again, we wanted to stay in the UK to start with. So again, it couldn't be like one of the 810, 8 meter ones, tag axle or anything like that. For us, again, it had to still be sort of manageable. So we thought, 7 meters, around 7 meters could be good, because we knew the 6 meter motorhome was fine for us. So this 7 meters is where we wanted to go.
I think with having your other motorhomes, it put you in good stead for when you did go, right, this is what I want.
Yes, yeah, that's it. And it's quite lucky, really, because both of us didn't actually have our. Well, I didn't have my C1 on my license. Tash hasn't got it on her license either. And this particular Sonic had already been downplated to 3.5 tons. So again, we knew, excellent, we could drive that. That's not a problem, because most of the Sonics are actually quite heavy, apart from the one that just released, the 600. But they always tend to be pretty heavy out of the box. And until we weighed it, and then we realised that we'd have literally no payload at 3.5 tons. So I knew that I was going to have to do it. I was going to have to do the license anyway. So
so what? Because obviously we have actually been watching. John was only joking earlier. We have actually been watching. So it's interesting sort of seeing you talking about like payloads and things like that, because obviously we've been through all that, from like looked into it, read it inside, outside, backwards. So payload is quite a buzzword for us now, because obviously we bought the Sonic, and then, like you say, realised while we can drive it, once we loaded it up, we were like, actually.
Well, I think the difference for us was obviously we had to be careful, because we weren't holidaying. If you're holidaying in a motorhome, you can sort of adjust the weights. It's not too much of a problem. But because we knew we had to basically move into a motorhome and all of our stuff that we were taking with us, we knew that it's like, actually, we're not going to get our whole lives under 3, and in a vehicle completely under 3.5 tons. So we knew, we were like, no, actually, we're going to have to go bigger.
Just a quickie, did you look at the Auto Sleeper Burford Duo?
Auto Sleeper?
No. Is that a van conversion?
Yeah.
Shane?
No, it's one on the Mercs. They do the Burford and the Burford Duo. I think the Burford's a French bed, and then the both end bathrooms. So you got bench seats at the front, and then you got into the twin beds, and then you got the end bathroom. So with that big end bathroom, it probably make a good living vehicle. Just depends on storage.
Yeah,
we garage for us.
It was the garage.
Yeah.
It was having the storage space, and because luckily enough we're quite young still, so having a massively high bed is not too much of an issue for us. Which obviously for the older generations it probably is, but for us it was having the garage for the bikes, and we actually carried a motorbike later on.
Later on we did. So as a question popped up,
do you have any problems with parking overnight?
Well, we haven't actually been away in this one, not on a campsite, have we? Because we didn't used to wild camp a lot before or do pub stopovers. So we did used to have some problems parking overnight in the Pulse, didn't we? Because the Pulse is bigger. So the one that we actually spent the year full timing in, we did actually used to sometimes struggle because of that extra length, because it's 7.6 meters with the bike rack on, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we were obviously, because we were actually representing Deathless, we didn't do that much wild camping. We did do a little bit. We did do a little bit, but we had to pick our places where we were going to sort of, if you're talking about wild camping, we had to pick our places very carefully because, like I say, we're representing a brand. So most of the time it is on campsites, and the campsites we usually like are the CLs and the CSs, which are the smaller sort of farm sites.
Lee wants to ask a couple of questions, I think.
Hello. He's caught off guard there, Lee.
Yeah, I was going to say. Does he know he wants to ask questions?
No, sorry, what was it?
Did you want to answer some questions or something? Some questions that have come through?
No. There was just something I was thinking then while I was obviously listening to what was going on regarding full-timers. And it was just something I was going to mention when I came back later on. Obviously, warranty on vehicles for full-timers can be a very iffy subject. As you've probably found out, mainly because they are designed as a leisure vehicle. So if you are living in a vehicle full-time, your chances are your dealer finds that out, you're not going to be covered for warranty. The other thing is when it comes to servicing, you need to be aware of who you're using for servicing as well, because your average engineer will only hold a gas ACOPS qualification, which is a gas competency certification. But if someone is living in it full time, then it is a permanent residence and they need to be LPG gas safe. So any full timers that are watching, they need to be aware that if they're having the motorhome serviced, they need to have an LPG gas safe engineer to do the service.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Are you gas safe, Lee?
I am, yeah. Just as it happens.
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. And I know a good mountain bike route round here where if you want to stop over.
Nice. Smooth. I like it.
Anything else, Lee?
No, it was just that for now. Give me a shout next time so that I'm aware.
It's more fun that way. It's more fun for everyone.
Make sure you tell them about your fancy new suspension, John.
Oh, yeah, John.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's Sam and Claire. Hi, Sam and Claire.
Well, no, because it contradicts the levelers.
Oh, yeah. It contradicts the free prize. Oh, dear.
Because you can't really give away the suspension.
It's different budgets.
So, first time, house is gone, you're in the van. What were your thoughts and where did you go? Stopped on the drive, didn't you?
We didn't have a drive. So, yeah, we were actually staying at a local campsite, weren't we?
Yeah.
And we actually moved out of the house the day before the completion so that we didn't have to rush. So we literally did everything in a day, didn't we? Well, no, actually, because John decided to book one of his theory tests in the middle of that day. So that made it even more of a rush. Yeah. Because apparently that was a good idea.
Yeah.
So
for my license, for upgrading my license, one of the theory tests I put that day. But I was still working until I had 2 or 3 weeks left at work. So we were still actually living and working in the van. So yeah.
So we just stayed on a local campsite, to be honest, and it took us 3 or 4 weeks before we could get going anywhere really. Because then we were staying in the Sonic, but we were waiting for the Pulse to be ready. So we had to hang around anyway, didn't we?
Yeah.
To wait to pick up the Pulse and then move from the Sonic into the Pulse, and then we set off.
Yeah.
How do you make your money to keep on motorhoming?
It's a bit personal. No, I'm joking. It's fine. So obviously the year that we travelled, we were actually living off of savings because obviously we'd sold the house. So we had a budget. The budget's 3 times over gone now. That's long gone. But we lived off savings, and obviously John, because he had to do the extra license test, you did your CPC to do a class. So you're category C qualified.
Category C, yeah. So I drive.
So he's an HGV
lorries,
driver now,
yeah.
basically class 2. So he's literally doing agency work at the moment because obviously before the lockdown, that was supposed to be the end of our year travelling, and then John was going to start getting work. So obviously it's gone a little bit squiff, but he's still managing to get work. So just about.
Right, so you've got this Adria. How come you end up having another one?
Because we just like to collect motorhomes, really.
Not just any old motorhome.
Like you say, you sort of never find your ideal motorhome until you start going through. So it was,
Yeah. No, so what happened was basically, I saw on social media, Erwin Heimer Group put out a post saying, do you want to be our next blogger? And we'd seen previous people do it where they loan you the motorhome for a year and then you go off traveling and you blog about it. So we were already set up for this, but John was like, just reply anyway. That's fine. And I was like, I don't know. Nothing to lose. So I did. And then they emailed us back. I couldn't believe it. And so like I say, we're in Portsmouth, and 4 weeks later, we're driving up to Durham, which is the furthest I've ever been in this country. And we met up with the guys, and they were lovely. And next thing, they're like, "Yeah, cool, yeah, that seems like a good idea. If you want to do it." They're so laid back, aren't they? They're so lush, so lovely. So yeah, that was it really. So the next thing we know, we're waiting for this brand new. There it is, the Pulse. That is also a very good looking motorhome, though. It is a beautiful motorhome.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love that picture. It makes me laugh, and it's happy because that was when we first moved out and we were swapping vans, and we were just rocked up on the campsite with 2 vans because why not, one each.
2 great vans there, Shane, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's a good way to beat the payload.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, because I can drive one and you can drive the other. Although the Pulse is 3,850, isn't it?
It's just more, so, you need C1 anyway for the Pulse as well.
Yeah, so I can actually drive the Pulse.
You could still drive the Adria.
I could still drive the Adria. So I basically got driven around for a year as a lady of leisure because I couldn't drive the Pulse because I never got around to doing my C1. So yeah.
So have you done the C1 now?
No, still not. No, I still haven't got around to doing it. So, but I mean, we haven't actually driven anywhere in this yet anyway. So we haven't so I haven't really had to drive anywhere.
Well, I usually drive anyway, so it's not a massive issue.
Yeah.
I can drive them. Like I've driven this one. It's not a case of I can't. It's just legally, obviously, I can't.
Yeah, sure. And how did you find doing the tests when you did it? I've done mine. I've done mine and found it very interesting because you are going back to school with driving again.
Yeah,
but it seems to be more extreme. It wasn't as relaxed as I thought it'd be.
If you got a C1 or C.
I went all the way to the top.
Oh, you did C as well. Annie.
C plus D. Yeah, C Annie.
Oh,
Annie. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because at the time we were buying caravans as well, so I thought, well, if I'm doing C, and I need to do maybe anyway. So yeah.
It was. Yeah, I found it quite difficult. I mean, if I would have retaken my car test, I probably would have failed. So it is a high standard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't come. I don't know about you, Jason. Have you come across many people that have done the C license?
What do you mean?
It's the way with the fairy. Have you had many customers that have done the C license when they've come in to buy?
They're all old anyway.
Fair. Oh, so you say that actually. When we first started motorhoming, we used to get it quite a lot, and I'm sure a few of I can see a few of our friends popping up as well in the comments, and I'm sure they've had the same. Where you go to a campsite and then people go, "Oh, that's nice. Is it your parents?" And you're like, "No, it's ours." They're like, "Oh, you're too young to have a motorhome." And we're like, "Yeah, no, that's us. That's us." So yeah, there's normally a slightly older average, isn't there?
See, there's a point, now obviously as younger people are obviously getting older, there's going to be less of a call for the over 3.5 ton vans.
The trouble is, I think with the electrification that's coming in and hybrid vehicles, I think they're gonna get heavier. They can't they've got the vans down now to as light as you're going to get them. If they make them any lighter, they're just going to break. Everything, the cupboards are going to fall off the roof, and you're just going to have so many problems that they can't go any lighter. And I think the vehicles are actually going to get heavier. So I think they're actually going to go up in weight.
Well, you're causing a big problem there, John, though, aren't you? Because everyone's going to have to take a test.
It's not John's fault.
Yeah, it's not John's fault. Leave him alone.
Sorry.
Well, I think for the smaller vans, 6 meters and under, I think you can probably just about keep to that weight. But I think anything bigger than a 6 meter van, I think in the future there's going to be issues. I think they're just going to have to go heavier, because they've already got slightly heavier with the Euro 6D because of the Fiat. They used to have they went to like the low pressure EGR and the high pressure EGR to get into the Euro 6, but now they've had to adopt AdBlue, and that's a whole load more weight. That's 20 litre AdBlue tank and all the bump that goes in the exhaust and stuff like that. And so the weight's gone up of just the base vehicle before you even put the motorhome on the back.
What do you prefer, motorhome or a house, Jamie?
It's a tough one. Even after it has been difficult through the lockdown, I must admit it hasn't been easy at all. But I still prefer the motorhome.
Definitely. The only thing I miss is a flushing toilet. Other than that, not a problem. I'll say motorhome. Yeah. Definitely motorhome.
Still rather be in a motorhome.
It's not difficult for you two, is it? Because if you have an argument, you just go in the other motorhome.
Actually, yeah, because we've still got the other one. It's sat in storage at the moment because they couldn't take it back. So yeah, that's true. Just go off to the other motorhome.
Just going back to payloads, John. I think a lot of vans going around nowadays, when they put all the kit in and everything else, are probably over the payload.
Yes. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, when we weighed the Sonic, it was we were a little bit. Well, I was, because I didn't have everything in it either.
I wasn't in it.
No, you weren't even in it, and I was like,
you have everything.
I was like, it's only like 100 kilos, and I'm not even close to having everything in yet. So I was like, that's no good.
Hang on, what? What are you saying? Talking about my weight?
No, because we didn't have everything in, so you're you're half of that.
Wakey.
Hello.
There he is.
What's your thoughts with the payloads?
My thought on payloads, leave them as they are, because otherwise I'm going to have to do my C license.
About people carrying overweight and everything.
Yeah, definitely. Possibly not so much with motorhomes, but definitely with caravans. People are really going overweight on caravans. But yeah, motorhomes, I think it depends on the motorhome you've got, because some people, when they've got a garage, they will absolutely load them to the gunnels. And then, yeah, they are drastically overweight, I would imagine. I think PC Plug could have a field day if he sat on the side of the road near a weighbridge when everyone comes out of lockdown.
Definitely.
How did you see you later, Lee? Have the time do that?
See you later, Lee. Thanks for the answer.
How did YouTube come about then?
YouTube. Well, we always said we'd never do it, didn't we? We were quite happy on Facebook and Instagram and stuff, but then we've met so many YouTubers now, like through meetups and motorhome shows and stuff, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you should just do it." So we just did. I'm still not that confident on it. Like now, I forget what I'm talking about when I'm on the camera and stuff like that. So just trying to take it as a laugh, aren't we?
Yeah.
Just trying to, not a laugh, but like just trying to just ease into it. But because we have met a few people and been on a couple of lives and stuff, obviously our subscriber count just kept going up and up and up, and I was like, we haven't even done that many videos. So yeah, that's all it is really. Just someone said do it, so we were like, yeah, we've done everything else, we might as well do that. Yeah, might as well. In for a penny, in for a pound.
What sort of videos do you do?
Oh, I thought Shane was going to say something.
Sorry.
It's all right. Go
No,
for
no,
it, guys. It's all right. Go on.
No, you're all right. To be honest, all we've really done is a little bit like you did one for the house move, didn't you? So he filmed the day we moved out the house, and then we sat on that footage for like 10 months, 11 months.
Yeah.
And then we just done a little bit of our travels, but we mainly do it on the blog and on Instagram and Facebook. That's where everything is recorded on the travels.
And then
obviously,
Instagram, don't you?
yes, I do. That's probably my favourite one because I do like a bit of Instagram. And so, yeah, and then obviously now we're doing videos about transition into our van. So our YouTube channel is not as much about travel. It's more just about the lifestyle and kind of transitioning from the house and is that the YouTube? Yeah, so more about sort of transitioning from the house to the van, isn't it? And full-time van life, living with the cats as well. We're going to do a bit about that because people are quite fascinated by that. So, yeah.
So how long are you planning on doing what you're doing, or is it?
Oh yeah, how long's a piece of string? I mean,
Yeah.
providing I can get sufficient work, we just continue what we're doing for the moment.
Yeah. What's that?
Any travel abroad planned?
Yeah, so the idea was we definitely wanted to do the UK because it's quite nice actually, because again you were talking about staycations earlier, and obviously that's quite a good thing to come out of lockdown, because our whole mission on this year travel was to prove that the UK has some amazing places, and that was kind of that was the whole point of our travel, wasn't it? Because we wanted to explore our home country and show everyone that it is actually amazing. So something positive can actually come out of all this if everyone else will sort of start to explore closer to home, which we're quite excited about, aren't we? Because we've seen some incredible things. Like we could have been anywhere, you know. We could have been absolutely anywhere.
We should be paid by English tourism, really, because we've been promoting English tourism for a year, and now everyone's like, actually, yeah, we really want a holiday in England.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Yeah. So, but yeah,
let's be honest. There's no finer country when the weather's nice here.
100%, and we had some really good weather last summer, didn't we?
Yeah.
I mean, the winter was quite hard, I won't lie, but we had some amazing weather in the summer. And obviously the plan was we were actually going to go to Europe, weren't we? And then of course this all happens, and then the B word happened. I don't know if we're allowed to talk about it anymore, are we? Brexit.
Oh yeah, now because nobody talks about
that's true. Actually, no one mentions it anymore, do they? So, but obviously that was going to be on the cards. But obviously, we're not really sure what's going to happen now, and we still got to get the girls' passports as well.
Yes.
So we never got round to getting the cat passports. So at the moment, we're just staying in this country.
So where's the best place you've been to in this country? The best campsite?
Oh, that's quite a tough question, actually. But
we've been to so many.
Just trying to think. I would have said probably Wales originally, because Wales blew my socks off. But then we went to Yorkshire, and even in the winter, Yorkshire was I loved it. It was so rugged, and there was just so much to see. But probably one of the favourite ones was that little one near St David's in Wales. You know, we stayed on the front near St Justinian's on that big where the lifeboats were. And there was that little campsite. It was £4 a night.
Oh, yeah.
And you literally stayed, and you're just overlooking.
It had its own beach as well.
Yes, it did. Yeah, it
was lovely.
Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a tough question actually, because I mean, you could say Norfolk, Yorkshire.
I think Brit stops were really good as well.
They were
actually. With Brit stops, you get lots of really good local knowledge when you actually go into the pub and get yourself a drink and get a meal or something. You get chatting to the locals.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
They will then tell you, oh yeah, you need to go to this place because it's not very touristy and it's really good. And that's how we found Wastwater in Lake District.
Yeah.
One of the guys from one of the Britstop pubs, he said, oh yeah, if you want to do the Lake District, don't worry about all the others. Go to Wastwater.
Yeah,
and that it was stunning.
Yeah,
it was absolutely stunning.
It was amazing.
Behind Wastwater, you've got like the mountains as well, and it's like snow. At the time, it was still
snowy, but then it was sunny at the bottom. It was crazy. It was brilliant. Yeah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
So tell us what's the Brit stops then? What's the idea of that?
So basically, it's they've been going for quite a few years now, haven't they?
Yeah. About 5.
No, longer than that, I think.
Oh, it's 2011, is that?
Something like that. So basically, these the guys like collaborated with like pubs. It's not just pubs actually; it's pubs, vineyards, farms. What was the one we stayed at? The antiques place as well in Essex. That was amazing.
Some businesses, a lot of businesses will do it.
So they collaborate in a book. You buy the book, and then it shows you all these places that will allow you to stay overnight in exchange for, you're not obliged to actually buy a meal or a drink.
No,
it's about £30.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, about £30, and then you go ring them up and you can go and stay. And we stayed in some, like I say, the antiques place, the vineyards, and
really interesting places, aren't there? It is basically like secure parking, isn't it?
Yeah, but you get to and of course then you get to sample local foods, local drinks, because you're sort of trying, because like you say, a lot of the local knowledge we got, particularly in Yorkshire, where everyone was so lovely and chatty, all came from pub stopovers.
What was the pub on Tan Hill?
Yes. Oh, yeah, Tan Hill. That was crazy going up there, because we were the only ones there
that
at
was
the time,
difficult
weren't we?
getting up there in a motorhome.
That was hard in the
big
motorhome.
motorhome anyway.
But we did it. But we did it. So,
best agency for cat scene work, guys. Is that for you, John?
Best agency for cat scene work. It's all the. Because I'm quite a new driver, it's actually quite difficult to find work. So you need to go for the local agencies that don't pay as much. So if it's like £13 or £14 an hour, forget it. You want to go for the ones that are a lot lower, like £10 an hour, £12, £11 an hour, and that hopefully then should get you some work.
If you're wild camping in the UK, how and where do you fill your water tanks, empty them, and empty the toilet?
So for us, we did it by breaking it up. So we did maybe some wild camping or some park ups, but then we would go to a CL, like a certified listing site. So then we would empty, fill up, etc. And then that would keep us going for a few days. And then we would go back to a CL, or some of the Brit stops actually have facilities as well. So again, you just break it up in between.
Yeah.
So we did a whole mixture of things, didn't we? So that's how we got around that.
Yeah.
There's one for you. Britstops, a collaboration with France Passion. They're a bigger operation. You stay for free on vineyards and farms. That sounds nice.
It is. It's awesome. Yeah, definitely.
Anything, Jay?
No, it's not something I've heard of before, I've got to admit. What do you sound? I like the idea of staying on a vineyard.
Yes. It's awesome,
really,
actually.
really good,
because again, like I said, I see a couple of our friends popping up. So Sam and Claire, we did one just after New Year, didn't we, at that vineyard? And it was brilliant. We just ended up buying all this wine in the shop, and there you go. Yeah, and again, that's Aaron and Vicky. We see you. Hello. They're also big Brit stoppers, and again, they'll all attest to it, won't they? It's just awesome, absolutely awesome.
Is everything working in your motorhome at the moment?
Yeah.
Is it?
Everything?
Yeah.
Any problems with it?
No, we obviously we had the water leak saga just before we moved back into it, but that was just a failed seal around the light, wasn't it? So big shout out to Meridian Motorhomes in Bosham, because they were our nearest Adria/Sun Living dealer. Was it Mike?
Yeah,
Mike and the team.
Yeah.
To be fair to them, we rung up Adria because. Sorry, just to say what Lee was saying earlier about warranties. Obviously, we've come across that. We know that, but we've have to say Adria were amazing when it came to the warranty on the hab side of it, because obviously the water ingress warranty had lapsed by some miscommunication from before we bought it. And I have to say, between Adria and Meridian, they were amazing and they got it sorted for us. So as far as we know, touch wood, we've not long had it back repaired. So as far as we know, it's all good.
It's always nice to hear a good story from a dealer or a manufacturer.
It is, especially because, like I say, we're both from the motor industry, so we know how much it means when you get a good story. Because obviously, you come up against a lot of obstacles sometimes. So yeah, we're always shout out, any good things that we come across. Definitely.
Have we had a disaster in the motorhome yet?
Have we had a disaster? Don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
And what about the time in the Pulse where we've cleaned it up now? If Erbenheimer are watching, we've cleaned it up. Don't worry. There's probably the time that John, when you had dinner done, and then you come to give it to me, and I was laying on the bed, and I didn't know you were there, and I kicked it, the food went everywhere, and it went all in the little runners because between the bedroom and the kitchen, there's like a door that you can, a sliding door, so you can shut it off. And literally, this whole pasta meal concoction like went everywhere. It was all over the bed, on the mattress, in the gullies of the runners, all in the door. It went absolutely everywhere, didn't it?
Thankfully, not on any of the furniture, the like soft furnishings. Soft furnishings were fine. So it was all wipe cleanable, but it did take a while.
It did take a while, and it was having to like scoop stuff out of that little gully on the floor. Like dried it. Yeah, that was gross. I'm trying to think, is that the worst thing that happened? And apart from a few furnishing issues that we had to get done with the girls.
Normal.
Because, it's fine.
I bet it was a bit stressful, actually. I bet it was a bit stressful in the motorhome, really, because obviously making sure you didn't damage anything because you knew it was going back.
Yeah.
Sometimes it could be. I mean, obviously they accept general wear and tear. They accept that, but the cats damaged the. There's a leather trim around the front of the front drop down bed, which we'd never used, but the cats could actually reach the leather trim, and they just love it. They just love the feel.
It's all soft,
it's almost like a scratching thing for them. So we had to get that retrimmed. So
yeah, and again, Vision Leisure Upholstery up in wherever it was, Shropshire. They sorted that out for us, and so we haven't put it back on yet, have we?
And it's good as well because when we went there, they do all the trims for all the VWs. They do complete interiors for like the VW campers and all the conversions. So we're once we found that out, we were like, oh, brilliant, because we know the Adria interior is going to get ruined. So
it is ruined already. So but I just turned around one day and I was like, what's Rosie doing? And Rosie, our little black and white one, was just hanging off the front bed, like her little feet were like dangling, and she was just like hanging off of it. So I was like, so we had to get that sorted, didn't we?
I mean, when we lived in the house, they used to climb up the curtains literally all the way to the top and then sit on the curtain pole at the top. Cats do that.
She knows we're talking about her. She's doing the Running Man on the window as we speak. She's like, let me out. So sorry, just a side note, she does that a lot. And since we've been parked on his sister's driveway, the first couple of weeks, people kept coming to the door saying, do you know there's a cat trapped in that motorhome? And it's like, no, they live in there. Because Rosie's at the window like, oh, let me out. I'm stuck. I'm trapped. So, yeah, they get a lot of looks, don't they? A lot of looks.
Have you used this app, Park for Night? Sorry, Shane.
Go on.
Have you used this app?
Right, go.
I'll go. So what do you do with the cats when you're on site? Do they go out the van or?
Yeah, we take them out on leads. So they got little harnesses, and we take them out. When we went to that CL in just past Winchester. It's like this grade 2 listed land, and it's like £5 a night, and it's like the size of like 2 football pitches. If we're somewhere like that and we're the only ones, we will let them out just without leads on, because we can keep an eye on them. But normally they go out on a little lead, and again, people just love it. They're like, oh, you walking your cat? So, and oh my gosh, it's absolutely. I'm just waiting for her to actually come launching at my face. She's going nuts. Sorry.
Jill Nichols, when things are back to normal, where do you plan going next?
I think to begin with, it's going to be where the work is for me, because obviously now we've got to self-fund, so it is going to be literally trying to find work. It's down south, obviously, with everything that's gone on. We're still finding it a little bit tricky to find work. So I know up north there's a bit more. So probably up north. Probably head north, basically.
And eventually we want to end up in... We didn't do Scotland, did we?
Yeah, we haven't done Scotland yet.
We didn't even get to Scotland because there's so much to see in the UK. We never made it to Scotland, so that was going to be on our agenda later this year. So hopefully maybe that'll be the next place at the end of all this when it's safe to travel everywhere again.
At least there'll be no 2-week quarantine coming back.
Yeah, that's it. See? Beauty of motorhome travel.
If the weather carries on like this, we should be good to go.
I have to say the weather's helped, hasn't it?
Because
where we can get out of the motorhome, that means, you're not sort of just stuck inside the van for like 10 weeks non-stop. So.
Where is your
Where is
post
your
delivered?
post delivered?
So we use your dad's address,
Yeah,
don't
I've got
we?
my dad's address.
Yeah, that's where all our mail goes to. So
Yeah, we did look at using like boat mail or motorhome mail, but yeah, my dad was happy to do it anyway. So yeah, we were quite lucky there.
Back on the bottle, eh?
absolutely, there's not water in here. I'll tell you that. There is. I'm professional. I wouldn't come on and do that.
Yeah, so what's that water mixed with?
I can't tell you that. Just know that I'm smiling. It's all good.
You want to talk about Scottish trails, Lee? See, I'm
Mountain
sad.
bike trails. Yeah, you just saw it on the private chat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Scotland,
Oh.
get them mountain bikes up there. Brilliant mountain bike trails in Scotland.
I know. I wish we still had the mountain bikes because we had to sell them. Well, we didn't have to, but we chose not to store them, didn't we?
Yeah, because we had a motorbike, because we thought it'd be easier to get around, and it was, to be fair, in the summer. So we had a small motorbike that goes in the garage. So we had to then make the compromise to get rid of our mountain bikes. And I had 3 mountain bikes, and pretty much probably about $7.5 grand worth of bikes I had just myself. So yeah, I was a big massively into it.
Big
So
old chunk.
now I'm riding a fold up, and I'll get on a fold up, and I'm like, Jesus, this thing is just horrible.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
you
think
got
they'll
two.
beat you work with a fold up.
No. They're surprisingly practical though.
They are very practical, but yeah,
But you hate it, don't you?
No, I don't
yeah.
like
I
it.
quite like it. It's really
It's so,
practical.
it's so sketchy.
They're like little clown bikes. We look quite funny on it. But yeah.
How independent are you regarding solar panels and inverters?
Okay, so obviously in the Pulse, we weren't that independent, unfortunately, because it didn't come with any solar panels. It only had 1 leisure battery. But the good thing about that is traveling in the Pulse for a year, we learned how we travel and we learned what we need, like how we live. So in the Adria, we've had upgrades. So we have now got 2 solar panels and we've gone for 2 lithium-ion leisure batteries. And so far, we haven't had to plug in since we've been on the driveway. It's been about 4 or 5 weeks now.
Yeah, you don't need power anymore. Well, we don't need power anymore. So
Sleeping at night, is your motorhome quiet? Do you get a good sleep?
It takes a bit of getting used to, doesn't it?
yeah, like heavy rain is quite noisy in a motorhome. It doesn't really matter what motorhome you have; they're all pretty noisy.
And wind is very noisy,
wind
and it moves.
Yeah, so it just takes a bit of getting used to.
That was what happened because during all the storms at the beginning of the year, we were in the Lake District and we got battered, didn't we? Absolutely battered in the van, like shaking. I thought we were going to topple over. So yeah, that was quite scary.
I'm not asking this.
That's a bit personal, isn't it?
They've got 3.
Exactly. They just have 4 legs and but yeah, I mean, people just ask these things, don't they? Probably not, to be fair.
Yeah, you can still do it.
You can still do it. We purposely chose.
You probably have to get a bigger motorhome. You probably will have to go a little bit bigger.
Maybe
Put it in the garage.
Yep.
That's what I say.
It's a fair point. Get another carrier like the girls have got and
Yeah.
pop it in the garage. So absolutely fine.
Have you ever thought of doing this, Lee, doing full time?
No. No. At least in the house, I can come up here and I'm out of the way. No. It's a week or so, is about the max. I mean, I could go in the motorhome all the time, but yeah, wife likes home luxuries.
That's fair. I used to be like that, actually. I was strictly hotels and all that sort of stuff, wasn't I, before?
Yeah.
So, garage. Yeah. So there you go.
I noticed you've skipped a question, Jason, that someone had asked, asking if you got a motorhome.
I've got 40.
Fair answer. We've got 2, so we might as well have 40.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What about you, Shane?
Oh, I haven't got one this year. I normally keep hold of one at the start of the season and then sell it at the end. But last year we had a Carthago just because it did have a big garage.
Nice.
With that payload. I think it's about 6.7 ton. So it was a big old lump.
Wow.
What one was it? Sorry.
It's called an Opus 5.6. It was like a 2007, so it was an oldish thing. It was a big old thing. Ugly as anything. Like the front end is just
They're not the prettiest.
That's the thing. The early A classes are really not good looking things. But now the A classes, I actually prefer them to. When you look at Weinsberg, their one's really nice. The Euromobile look really good. Obviously the Adria, I really do like the Adrias, the way they look. The Cathargo again, they do good ones.
What do you do about the vets?
Well, we came home when their jabs were due, because it was not long before Christmas. So we'd already planned to come back at Christmas anyway to sort of see family and friends. So we just did their annual checkups, their annual boosters at the vets. But yeah, if anything was to happen, we would just find a local vet and go with it. But as far as regular stuff, for the minute, we can sort of manage to come back, can't we?
Yeah, and we also changed vets to the ones in Pets at Home, so they can sort of transfer their details across from, like, because we usually do it down south. If we're sort of up north or something, they can actually transfer their details.
No, I don't think they can, but
they said they can anyway.
Oh, okay, never mind.
John, you said before, did you go to the Formula One races, or did you work there?
No, it's just a dream, a way I thought we could earn money, and I just thought, that'd be really good, to follow the European tour around the European circuits and do a bit of work would be pretty good. But no, I didn't unfortunately do any of that yet. But you never know, with the driving, I might be able to get into some of the logistics side of it. So
he used to go-kart. He was in a go-karting series, and he used to take the motorhome to races every weekend and stay at the track. But
that was probably another thing why we got the motorhome as well, wasn't it? Just so I could go to the tracks the night before.
I tell you what, John, there's some great race tracks in Europe to go visit, isn't there?
Oh yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got good circuits here, but Europe is really
you'll have to try to go somewhere like Nürburgring.
Yes, we've been there. We went there.
You've been there, yeah.
We went there. Oh, that was the first time he took me camping in a tent.
Yes.
It didn't go well, but luckily we're here. Yeah. What's that?
With the cats going out and about, do you have any issues with ticks?
Do you know what? Touch wood, we haven't, have we?
No.
I mean, we sort of semi-regularly flea them when we remember. But no, generally, touch wood, we're quite lucky, because we brush them quite a lot and defur them quite a lot. I think we tend to catch stuff.
You seem to have a lot of knowledge and interest on motorhomes. Is this a recent thing, or were you brought up with motorhomes?
Oh, it's only because, like I say, we've gone through quite a lot of layouts, haven't we?
And also because we're from the motor industry as well, and it's been the motor industry's been our lives.
Cars was our passion, wasn't it?
It swaps over to motorhomes quite easily, and you always we research everything. So we're sort of well into it.
Visited a lot of shows and looked at a lot of layouts, and we do go to all the shows. So yeah, it's something, like I say, the passion for cars is basically transferred really easily over to motorhomes for both of us, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Paul Ricard is a great track.
Yeah, it's in France, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Bernie Eccleston that owns that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Jason's face. He's no idea, have you, Jason?
He's got a Mercedes t-shirt.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're wearing
AMG.
I can see it. You've got an AMG t-shirt on.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, he's a 44 boy.
The last time we went out in the motorhome, last time we went to the motorhome was last year. We all went to Silverstone, and it was amazing.
Yeah, that's good.
I got this perception of a Formula One car, and it just was up here. I said to my little lad, he said, "Look," I said to him, "What's the best part about it?" He says, "I couldn't believe a car could go round a corner that quick."
Yeah, I tell you what, as well, if he liked that, he'd probably enjoy the WEC as well, because the hybrid LMP1 cars, they are even faster than an F1 car. They will literally blow your socks off when you stood at the side of the track.
Well, when the Porsches were racing, Lily was moaning because they were too slow. It's a great weekend, though, isn't it? Brilliant weekend.
Oh, amazing! Yeah, like I said, that was apart from mountain biking, motorsport was the other reason that we got motorhome, so we could go and stay over at the like nearby and not have to do it all in one day. So that was another reason we did it, wasn't it? So yeah, motorsport's a big thing for us, isn't it? Massive thing.
Are A-class quieter than coach built? Not if Tash is in it.
I won't answer then. You can answer.
No, I would say
It's all
no.
down, I'd probably say it's all down to build quality rather than whether it's A-class or low profile.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
What time does it actually do round the Nuremberg?
I don't know. The Nürburgring. I don't know. Maybe we should take it and find out. We'll let you know. Take this for a spin.
See how close you can get to that. Was it Ford Transit that went around in 10 minutes?
Yeah, I think
on
it's
top
under 10.
gear, something like that. Or was it under 10?
Under 10 now, isn't it? I think didn't someone beat it? That woman in the.
Oh yeah,
Sabina Schmitz. That's the one.
That's the one.
She's nuts.
She is.
But she owns a hotel right near the track, doesn't she? Or a family do, and that's how she got into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily as well, this is the Adria is a 3 litre as well, so it is pretty quick actually.
It's got some, and with our new fancy air suspension, it should handle really well. So
put it in
we'll have to try.
mode.
Yeah.
John is most definitely the fountain of motorsport knowledge.
Oh, don't tell him that. I won't get his head out the door. Here you are.
Have you been to Spa, John?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, we've been once, haven't we?
Yeah.
Went to see the F1 actually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because we saw Valtteri Bottas before he was in Mercedes, didn't we?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
He nearly ran you over.
He nearly ran me over in his Volvo.
We saw Nico Rosberg hit Hamilton and lose his front wing. That was when they had a bit of a coming together.
We were literally
remember
right
that,
there when it happened. We were on that straight as it happened. We were like, oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was good. Oh, that was so good.
Then heard the crowd boo Nico Rosberg at the end.
Yeah. So yeah, we were there, Spa.
What's your thoughts on racing, Lee? Formula One?
Boring.
Wow. Bye, Lee. Bye.
Motorbikes. I'm a MotoGP fan.
Follow a bit of
Super
motorbike
bikes.
racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair,
Prefer leather.
Real sport. Yeah. Yeah.
no, to be fair, you really like bikes as well, don't you? Right.
What are you into, Lee?
Yeah,
MotoGP?
MotoGP, yeah. I've never really been a fan of Formula One, to be honest with you. I've always been a fan of bike racing ever since a kid. Car racing's never appealed to me at all.
You know our competition that we had about winning some levelers?
No.
Yeah.
No, we had a competition, didn't we, for levelers, Lee? Keep up.
Oh yeah, we picked one.
Remember?
Yeah.
We know what you know.
I can't remember any of them, to be honest.
No, I can't either.
Tash, do you just want to pick somebody you think deserves some levelers?
So when we were watching, and there's one name that stuck out for me, and I hope that I haven't just imagined this, but there's one called someone said the Mystery Machine 560, because I was a Scooby-Doo fan as a kid, so that one stuck out to me. So I'm sure someone said the Mystery Machine.
Who was it?
Oh, God.
Oh, gosh. Let me look. I'm sure I saw it. Oh, no, I can't see it now.
First one to find it wins a set of levelers.
There was someone, if you're still watching, there was someone that said the Mystery Machine.
They'll come on the comments, but everyone will come on the comments.
Yeah,
Me.
I did it.
We have got a second choice if that doesn't win, but
Right, give us a second.
Have you found it yet, Jace?
I ain't even looking.
No.
I'm looking.
I
did see the
Well, you've done nothing else all that, Lee.
That's because you keep cutting me off.
Anyway, I was saying.
I'm going to
Paul
swear
Anderson, it's me.
Millie's attacking my feet.
Paul Anderson, we found it. It's me. Is it?
Oh, yeah, there he is.
Oh,
Is
hang
it?
on. Paul Prothero said it's me as well.
Oh, no. Oh, no. I definitely saw it.
Oh,
Just
it's
for a
definitely
look.
there.
Yeah, it's definitely there. Oh, look at Sam. None of it was quite as good as staying at Mallory Park on New Year's Eve.
That's right.
That's right. We walked the track.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Mallory Park's Mallory Park's a good bike circuit. In fact, I think MotoGP test at Mallory Park, don't they? Lee?
Sorry, I'm looking for a washing machine comment.
We're just talking
You're
to
not seen by
ourselves.
you're not seen by the concentration.
That's right, John.
Yeah.
We just talk amongst ourselves. That's fine. What should we talk about?
Yeah. You should have listed it. Don't get them on again, Jason. You don't know what they're doing.
Don't do me. But we'll try and find it anyway. Mystery Machine, Paul Rothrow. Oh no, not me. It's not me. Oh, for God's sake.
No.
I've had an absolute blast. Have you, Shane?
I have. It's been good. It has been good. It's been something different to listen to.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it.
You've been on for nearly over an hour.
Have we? I didn't know I could talk for that long.
Oh, we do.
I was waiting for that. Actually, looking back through the comments, because I'm determined to find it. Someone said I should get online work and get paid by the word. I'm not sure whether to be offended or not. I'm going to take it as a compliment. But, yeah.
The comments only go back as far as 2 minutes past 8 or 3 minutes past 8 now.
This was quite early on because I remember.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
So if you did Mystery Machine, if you could get proof that you did do it, which I doubt you probably won't, what were you doing? Are we just going to pick anybody, Shane, or what?
You'll just have to watch the show back, Jace.
We'll find it. We'll find it.
No, you will. I'm not going to. I just give it to anyone. Have you got levelers, Tosh?
We don't need levelers anymore.
Gotta give them away.
I know. Well, we've got air suspension now, haven't we? We're full leveling air suspension. Fancy.
There you go.
I've really enjoyed it. It's really nice to read a different story and everything. And I mean the best for you as well. I really do. I hope you enjoy yourselves as well. Shane?
Yeah, no, it's been great having you on. It's been great. It is a great story, isn't it? I bet you feel proud when you say it.
Brilliant.
Oh yeah, to be honest, it's surreal, I think, because it sounds so extreme. Like you sell your house, you do all that, but actually doing it was nowhere. Oh, there we go. That's longer than I thought, actually. Right.
Now, just to introduce our next guest is
Tinkerbell. Bless her. That took longer than I thought. I was expecting that a lot earlier.
Was that Lee naming Tinkerbell?
That's why I've got the office door shut, because I would definitely have a cat crawling across the front of here.
No, it's thank you so much for having us on. It's been absolutely brilliant. It's been awesome, a lot of fun. And just to all of our friends and stuff in the comments, and some of the comments that have popped up that we have seen it, and we really appreciate it. So thank you, everybody.
Yeah, it's difficult sometimes to try and get everyone. We'd love to try and get them all on, and it's just so hard.
100%, exactly. Yeah, definitely. But I just wanted to say, thank you to everyone that's tuned in.
Brilliant. Well, we'll see you next Sunday, Shane.
Yep, next Sunday, 7 o'clock.
See you next Sunday.
Maybe. No.
See everybody. Oh, Biased and Blinkered have subscribed to your channel. Looking forward to watching them.
Thank you. Thank you
That's
very
what
much.
we wanted. Jeff Foster's just put 1925. It was Paul Anderson.
It was Paul Anderson. He wasn't lying.
So Paul Anderson, if you're watching, if you could DM me on Twitter or Instagram. I can't find where my Instagram is, so just watch it all back again. It'll come up on the screen. And we'll get them sent out to you. And thanks, everybody, for watching. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.